dear students. Good morning to everyone. I hope that you will be safe at your home. So, stay home, stay safe. Due to this pandemic situation, we are going to start online lecture series on professional practice, and definitely you will be enjoyed and enrich your knowledge by attending this lecture series. So, stay with us. First of all, I would like to discuss the syllabus of this subject and some useful textbook and references, etc. So let's start the course content. In the syllabus of professional practices, there are 6 modules are there. One by one, we will discuss the course content of respective module. So module 1, introduction. In this module, we have to discuss the estimating and costing, purpose of estimating and costing, and different types of estimating, items of inclusion, modes of measurement for different works. So modes of measurement is nothing but in which unit the quantity is measured. That is nothing but the modes of measurement. Again, administrative approval and technical sanction to estimate. So introductory part we have to cover into first module. Module second, quantity surveying. In this module, we have to study the specifications, purpose of specification, and types of specification. As we know, there are two types of specification. First one is general or brief specification, and second one is detailed specification for various items of work. Some terms also we have to discuss into model, such as prime cost, provisional sum, and provisional quantity, etc. Various methods of taking out the quantities, PWD method, recording of measurement, etc. we have to study in this module. Module 3, costing. So in this module, we have to discuss the analysis of rates for the various items of construction of civil engineering work, standard schedule of rate, price escalation, detail and approximate estimate for building, RCC work, culvert, earthwork for canal, roads, including hill roads, and other civil engineering work we have to cover into this module. So, most important part is the estimate for the building that we have to study in this module. Module 4, tendering. So in this module, we have to study the different types of tendering, how to prepare the tender papers, how to prepare the tender notice, what are the condition of contract, what is competitive bidding, different types of bids, how to invite the tenders, what is scrutiny and acceptance of tender, awards of job, introduction to BOT, and similar other basic of execution that we have to discuss in the model 4. Module 5th, contracts. So in this module, we have to study the essential requirement of legally valid contract, various types of contract, and forms of contract between the various agencies, organizational setup of PWD, classification of work, method of carrying out work in PWD, mode of payment, bill form. So there are a number of bill forms are there that we have to discuss in this module, and introduction to arbitration. Module 6, valuation. So in this module, we have to discuss the various principle of valuation, different types of valuation, definition of price and cost, attributes of value, valuer and his duties, factors affecting the valuation of properties, methods of valuation, different types of lease, etc. we have to study. Again, valuation from the yield and from life, gross yield and net yield, sinking fund, depreciation, different methods of calculating depreciation, depreciated cost, obsolete, etc. So these are the some technical terms that we have to study in this module. So these are the some important useful textbook. So you can use this textbook for the study. First textbook is Estimating and Costing by B.N. Datta. Civil Engineering Contract and Estimate by B.S. Patil. Estimating, Costing and Specification in Civil Engineering by M. Chakravarti. Estimating and Costing by G.S. Birdi. Elements of Estimating and Costing by S.C. Rangwala. Valuation of Real Properties by S.C. Rangwala. So you can use this textbook for your study. There are some references also useful for the study, that is PWD Maharashtra Standard Specification Volume 1 and 2. So PWD is nothing but the Public Work Department of Maharashtra. So this is useful for the second chapter, that is quantity surveying. CPWD Schedule of Rate. So CPWD means Central Public Work Department Schedule of Rates. Again, PWD Maharashtra Schedule of Rates. Publication of Bureau of Indian Standard, that is IS code. So we have to use the IS 1200, all the part and other relevant, etc. So these are the some references which will be helpful for the study. So this is about the course content. After completion of this course, you will be able to understand the importance of the preparing the different types of estimate under different conditions for various structure. Then you will be able to know the rate analysis and bill preparation and study of specification, different types of specification, how to write specification, etc. Again, you will be understand the various types of contract, accounts in PWD and tendering process, etc. Then you will be able to know the valuation of land and building and various methods and factors affecting the valuation. So let's start Module 1, Introduction. Before starting Module 1, I would like to ask one question to you, that what is the purpose and necessity of studying this subject? This question should arise in your mind before studying this subject. So I will give you 30 seconds for your answer. You can answer in the comment box or chat box. If you want to answer this question, you have to answer for the following questions in terms of yes or no. Have you got enough money to spend on construction? Have you got ample time for the completion of construction? Have you got resources that can arrange any amount of desired material to be used in the construction? If answer is yes, then the study of this subject is useless. But if the answer is no, then the question arises: which are the factors necessitating the study of this subject? So for the answer, we will start the introduction. Estimating. Before undertaking any of the construction project, it is necessary to know its probable cost, which is worked out by estimating. Hence, estimating is nothing but a computation or calculation of the quantities required and expenditure likely to be incurred in the construction of work for its completion or for its satisfactory completion. So before taking up any work for its execution, the owner or builder should have thorough knowledge about the volume of work that can be completed within the limit of his funds or the probable cost that may be required to complete the proposed work. It is necessary to prepare the probable cost or estimate for the proposed work from its plan and specification. Otherwise, what will happen? That the work has to be stopped before its completion due to shortage of funds or of materials. Therefore, estimating is very important before taking up any of the construction project. Costing. It is the process of determining the actual cost of the work before the execution of work to procure the required funds for completion of the proposed work. That actual cost is called as the costing. Let's discuss the purpose of estimating. Number 1, to ascertain the necessary amount of money required by the owner to complete the proposed work. So it is necessary to know the approximate cost of proposed work before undertaking project. As we know, estimate gives an idea of the cost of the project and hence its feasibility can be determined, that is whether the project could be taken up within the funds available or not, or whether the proposed plan matches the funds available or not. In case of funds available are less than the estimated cost, then the work is done in the part or by reducing its specification. Second, for government work or public construction work, estimates are required in order to obtain administrative approval and technical sanction for allotments of fund. For any government work, administrative and technical sanction is compulsory, and without this, the work order is not issued. If you want administrative and technical sanction from the competent authority to release the funds, estimate is required along with the submission price. Third, to ascertain quantities of material required in order to program their timely procurement, to procure controlled material such as cement, steel, sand, aggregate, etc. Quantities of such materials are worked out from the estimate of the work. It is necessary to prepare the estimate for the proposed work from its plan and specification, and also compute the quantity of material such as cement, sand, aggregate, and steel at the various stages of the construction. Otherwise, what will happen? That the work has to be stopped before its completion due to the shortage of material according to the program. Fourth, to calculate the number of different categories of worker that is to be employed to complete the work within the scheduled time of completion. In the rate analysis, on the basis of volume of work, we calculated the number of required labor to complete the work within the scheduled time. So as we know, there are different categories of workers, different types of labors, that is skilled labor, semi skilled labor and unskilled labor. So according to volume of work, we have to hire the different categories of labor or worker. Fifth, to assess the requirement of tools and plants and different equipments required to complete the work according to the program. So it is necessary to know the different equipment required before starting the particular work. Sixth, to fix up the completion period from the volume of work involved in the estimate. So on the basis of estimate, we can calculate the total duration of the construction. 7. To draw up a construction schedule and program, and also to arrange the funds required according to the programming. 8. An estimate for an existing property is required for the valuation purposes. So as we know, valuation is nothing but the present cost of the property. So for the valuation, estimate is required. 9. To invite tenders and prepare bills for payment. So in government work or public construction work, it is very important to invite the tenders and prepare the bill for the payment. 10. To justify the investment from benefit cost ratio. Benefit cost ratio, an indicator used to indicate profitability index. For the ideal investment, benefit cost ratio should be more than 1. If it is less than 1, the contractor will go in loss. Next, purpose of costing. Number 1, to arrange the finance for proposed work. So from the point of owner, it is very necessary to arrange the required money for the satisfactory completion of the project. Second, to know the probable cost of the project before the execution of the construction work. So as we know, costing is nothing but it is the process to determining the actual cost of the work before execution of the work to procure the required funds for the completion of proposed work. Third, costing is required for the valuation of existing property. And last one, to know the cost of various items of material for procurement in advance which required for the execution of the work. After that, we will discuss the requirement for an estimate. Number 1, complete set of drawings having plan, elevation and section from the important points. The drawing should be fully dimensioned and there is no any ambiguity in the drawing. If the drawings are not clear and without complete dimension, the preparation of estimate becomes very difficult. So it is very essential before preparing an estimate that complete set of drawings. Second, detailed specification about properties of material and workmanship. So specification gives an idea about what proportion of material is to be taken for the construction and what quality and quantity of material is to be used, what type of labor is to be used and what type of workmanship is to be required. all these things are specified in the specification, so it is required for the estimate. Third, standards schedule of rates of the current year. So for that, at district level a DSR is available. DSR means district schedule rate, and it is available at district level at every year. Standard schedule of rate is required for estimate. So these are the some requirement for the estimate. Types of estimate. So there are different types of estimate. So one by one we will see the types of estimate. Number one, preliminary estimate or approximate or abstract estimate, or it is also called as the rough cost estimate. Second, plinth area estimate. Third, cube rate estimate or cubical content estimate. Fourth one, approximate quantity estimate. Fifth, detail estimate or item rate estimate. Sixth, revised estimate. Seventh, supplementary estimate. Eighth, supplementary and revised estimate. And ninth, annual repair or maintenance estimate. So out of these types of estimate, we have to study in detail, that is detail estimate or item rate estimate. So this is about the types of estimate. In next lecture we will discuss the different types of estimate in detail.